first. Just remember that this energy lasts really through this cycle when we're looking at the reading till the new moon. So this information is here to guide you, give you some ideas of what's going to be brought forward in this time between this full moon and new moon. And then make sure that you tune in for the next reading for that new moon. Boop. Oh, interesting. We have this one. Okay. So we start off here with the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is in the traditional tarot. He's just sitting there. He's one of the only knights that are not moving in the deck, and he is making sure that he is really cultivating what he wants to bring in, that he's really working hard and diligently, and he's really committed to the assignment that he's been given spiritually. Whatever he's taken on, this knight is really moving forward, and I'm using he, but it refers to you in yourself, and the knight is just a representation of that. The knight is really focused on making sure that whatever comes about is bountiful for him, and really bringing forth that energy in this material world. We are at a time of rest, and I feel like this has been, in general, what a lot of people have been experiencing, is that the Four of Swords really tells us that, you know, there's this work hard, and this one is a constant work. This is somebody who is committed to the work, and there's this cycle of really just being able to relax, take a moment, center yourself before, it's really the calm before the storm, right? The calm before all the action that you need to get going. We have with it the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is a card of this, you know, somebody is really thinking and really creating this vision of what they want to produce. And so I can see here that this, you know, you're very methodical. You're really thinking hard. You're taking the moment to meditate and really connect with yourself and really figure out where you want to go here in this physical world. And just because of these cards, I would say that is a lot of physical connection to the world and what you're doing physically in the world. We have with it the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is a thinker, and she is going to really be methodical in the way she pursues her goals. This is a person who really wants to make sure that things are thought out, things are planned, they make sense in this world, and that the action is not about an emotional pull. And it's interesting because we're moving through with the Chariot here, and the Chariot is asking us, and the Chariot, because it's part of that major arcana, it's really that movement into our spiritual side. It's really that calling side, and we're being asked to move, and we're being asked to change in order to really bring about what we want. And it's interesting in this card that, you know, we have all these other farm, you know, where they're working on creating the crop cards, and then here's the Chariot, and they're doing the harvesting of the crop, and they're pulling it through these fields and making sure that everything is collected and moving forward. And it ends with this Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is somebody who is so connected to their intuition and so, you know, find value really in their emotion and that intuition that they have. And I really feel like this is a card that's telling us we have had these changes, and we're going to see these changes come about during this time. And if you have been working on a project and you have been thinking and not really connecting with your intuition and following what your intuition needs you to do, not looking at your emotions and how they're connecting to the work that you're doing, that is the key here. And that this piece really needs to happen, and it needs to happen with a little bit of an urgency. There's this call for us to really swiftly move forward into this connection with the Queen of Cups and really pay attention to what our intuition wants us to do and how it wants it to be connected to this project. The interesting part about it is that this person has spent a lot of time, you know, very specifically going over what they need to do. They're very set in their ways. You know, they have a vision for what they want, and they have been thinking through this piece, like the Queen of Swords. And really the action card here now is telling us and calling us to take this energy of the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is someone who is just going to use their intuition and really follow through with those pieces. And I think that's what we need to do here. What we need to do is be the Queen of Cups. We need to let go of what our ego is telling us. We need to let go of all that thinking pieces that we've done. We need to let go of the vision that we've created for where we need to go. And we need to focus much more on our emotion here as we move forward during this time. You know, there's in here, I pulled 3 cards for a little bit of a connection and a warning here. And we have that 4 of Cups. There's so many choices, and you're sitting there kind of weighing them out. And I have a feeling that's where, you know, this Queen of Cups really comes into play. You know, and there's worry, obviously, with the Nine of Swords. There's that fear of unknown. And then there's this fear of really, you know, failure, of not being able to do what you want to do. And those are the pieces that we need to let go of. Those are the pieces that are really tied into this old narrative of us. And the Queen of Cups is really asking us to connect to our intuition and make the choices versus thinking logically when we're doing it. And so I would pay a lot of attention to your intuition when you're making choices during this time. Rely less on critically thinking through pieces. And you know, and I'm not telling you not to think about pieces and not to think about plans, but I would definitely do a check where you're checking in with yourself. If you're coming up with ideas that you're trying to move forward in a project and you're getting all these different ideas, I would immediately go in and check with your intuition. You can use a pendulum, you can use tarot cards with yes or no, asking about it, and see which ones your intuition is actually leading you towards here. Your intuition is going to be key here for you making the right choices and moving forward in this path going on, and not really dwelling in all these pieces of worry and lack. That can come about when we don't make the right choices and we sit there, and instead of going with what our soul wants us to do, we choose to go to the path that maybe we've already taken. It's amazing how the mind works and how it leads us down a path where, you know, we've already done and experienced something. So it says, that's the safe road. Let's go there. Let's do that again. You can take some of those pieces, but really make sure that you're connecting with yourself and really following with where your soul wants you to go during this time. All right, everyone, I will see you for the new moon coming up in August, and we'll talk later.